Hello again, Struck. Welcome back to another day of streaming with me, Struck. Today I will be doing some more experimentation, some more testing and playing with the Cursed Captain. I've just uploaded my my build video for the Cursed Zapton, for the Pirate Zapton, not the Cursed Zapton, the Pirate Zapton, and it's fun. It's definitely fun. I made, I think, 6 different setups for how to spend the skill points. So there's this one, and then there's that one, and that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then this one. So in the video you're gonna see screenshots of those. I guess since normally I play the builds I make on the day after they have been made, I can just go on and play with whatever setup I've got for a few maps. For a few maps we can play with whatever I've got set up here, and then I can switch to something else and test some other things. Oh, and just a moment, I quickly forgot to grab my beer. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. I just forgot to grab my beer. I forgot to grab my beer before I started streaming. Cheers to everyone. So now I'm ready, and it's time for some Fuzzier. Blazing Fazir. Unique's Essential seems like a fun one. And maybe my microphone's a little higher, so let's do it like that. Get it closer. Okay. But yeah, today it took me a while to get the build video trailer made, to get the build video footage recorded and edited and everything. So the stream's starting kind of late and it's not gonna be a long stream today. As for tomorrow, my plan for tomorrow is to start and hopefully finish making the Cold Heart relic showcase. That's my plan for tomorrow. The Cold Heart subclass skills showcase, which would mean again the stream would be kind of late in the evening, my walkout time, probably around the same time I started today, maybe sooner, because might not need to do as much, because relics are a little bit quicker to do than builds and class showcases. But it's still gonna require some time, and I haven't written the guide, so I'm gonna still need some time to write it for the Cold Heart. But at least for the Cold Heart, I've got the descriptions. I just need to change the numbers from the old descriptions I've got. Okay, there we go. Double cross, that's not bad for a double cross build. Might keep it and put it in the storage. The rest is going to be turned into materials. Oh, and I need to put some things back into the storage where I took them from. I just had them here to show some affixes. That's the main reason I had those things there. I'm gonna do the dividing map. Dividing maps are nice. Alright, let's see. So far, you're seeing the damage is okay because my gear is up to speed with the content. But if I do another 30, 40, 50, maybe 60 Fazir stages, the damage would stop being enough. Because my weapon is gonna be outdated. But that's how it is with the Fazir. I mean, as long as your gear is up to speed, you shouldn't have problems pushing, regardless of how bad the build is. which I actually like that it's that way. Okay, let's see. Well, I wonder what to test today. I've tested a lot of things the last few days, but there are still some things worth testing and checking out. I mean, I haven't tested the Chaotic Strikes build, which I know would work. It always works. But I probably would want to do more testing on Bloodbrinker, maybe. We'll see. Or maybe more testing on Flaming Destroyer. Because over there I've only tested that basic attack Great Sword build. But I guess I can try a build where I'm not using basic attacks on Great Sword. And oh, I wanted to test the Sword and Board build on Bloodbrinker, so maybe I can do that one now. The Bloodbrinker Sword and Board build, I'm gonna test that one today. I wish I could get a good Glacier's Edge. Oh, good Glacier's Edge would be amazing for a Sword and Board build. Because I did get the Shark Blade. So double cross Sword and Board build would be fun. If only I can get a good sword, a good Glacier's Edge. I mean, I can do it without Glacier's Edge with a blue sword. And my Imbue Relic would be 45-second cooldown instead of 30, and that's probably what I'll do, because I just don't have a good Glacier's Edge, and if I want to do a sword basic attack setup, it will need to be... Although it's probably not gonna be the sword basic attack that gets the good damage, it's most likely gonna be the... Most likely going to be the... what's its name? The double cross that gets the good damage if I do sword and board. Because swords in general, yeah, they have splash damage and arc, damage arc as a mechanic, and they're fast. But their damage is not that high. So we're not gonna see some crazy numbers like we did on a great sword setup. I also want to do a forged spinning ice ball 2.0, but there's time until we're ready to do non-cursed captain stuff. Unless someone really wants to see a certain setup on a certain class that's not cursed captain. If that's the case, I'm open to suggestions. If someone really wants to see something, I wouldn't mind for a few minutes switching to a different class and showing some things. I'm assuming Cold Heart would be what people are very interested in nowadays, after it got some buffs, because I haven't showed and played much since the launch, only a little bit. And that was talking about the other classes. With Cold Heart. For this class with Cold Heart, I've done several different ways of doing it. I've done Golem. I've tested Golem. I've tested Frostblast and Snowstorm. I haven't tested the build with Cold Front, but Cold Front it's nothing too fancy, anyways. In fact, I'm not a big fan of how Cold Front knocks back enemies. On a relic where most likely you would want to build in a way where you're keeping yourself close to the enemies for the Frost Novas and Ice Shield. Let's keep going this way. Okay, I kind of cleared out this map till the end. I didn't need to. I could have just immediately went into the next into the boss room as soon as it was ready. Let's use that movement speed to reach the portal quickly. I need to check if Take Us Weak really refreshes every single other cooldown, such as for example Imbue Relic, or whether it's just the cooldowns of the Cursed Captain, because it says all other cooldowns, it doesn't say Cursed Captain cooldowns. Because if that's the case, on the build I want to make, the one I was playing last night, the Electrode Curse Captain with Conjure Electrode and what was the name, and 1000 volt burst. On that one, having Take Us Weak won't be a bad option to reset the cooldown of 1000 volt burst if it resets it. It's worth testing. It's worth checking out. Okay, just a moment. This is interesting for that bleeding build. If this was a sword, I would have considered keeping it for the sword and boar build, but it still would have needed a socket. But 3 to double cross on a double cross build. But again, the chance to bleed would ideally be from the shield. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna start opening some bags. Oh, this is not bad for a sword, since I need one. I'm gonna start opening some bags, and hopefully those bags end up being good to me.
Just who I wanted to see. I'll see you soon, I'm sure.
As I mentioned, yeah, let's open some bags. Yeah. Let's see, some more bags. Not gonna open all of them, just some, just until I get something something worth keeping.
Here for coin, here for coin. Oh, you'll be.
Let's see. I need essence anyways, just in case. So opening those bags is not that bad. Kind of getting bad ones. Come on, something nice would be good. Let's open two times more. So one time now and one more time after that, until it's full. North Maze. Oh, that could be actually a great one. Let's pray for good stats. I mean, it's probably better than what I'm using, but I'm losing the chance to freeze, and the damage is worse, so it's not really better. 3 to Dread Banner, some crit chance which right now I don't need with my setup and the relic energy generation. It's just not gonna make up for losing 1300 damage and chance to freeze. It's actually pretty shitty. Alright, one last round of backs, and then maybe I can go try the Blood Drinker sword and board build with Shark Blade.
Just who I wanted to see.
Actually, I'm gonna keep it for essences.
Oh, you'll be back. Here for coin. Here for coin. I'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Oh, one more thing. While I'm here, let's try and get a good cannon, maybe. Or maybe let's try and get a good sword. Good one-handed sword with a socket. For that sword and board build. Because if I'm gonna be doing sword basic attacks, I want at least to have flat plus socket. So this is flat plus socket, but... Oh, bonus damage to basic attack, this is great. This 62% bonus damage to basic attacks is great. It's probably better than an actual flat damage. If I'm counting the damage on my sword as my main damage. This one's the alternative. I will do the testing, to be honest. I will be able now to test whether the bonus damage to basic attacks or the regular damage would give me better DPS on sword basic attacks. I'm assuming for sword basic attacks this is better. Obviously the other one is better for anything else. That's not a sword basic attack. So perfect, I got the two things I wanted to try. They're not max road, that's fine. They have one shitty stat each that we don't need, but yeah, it's time to do some tests with that one, with the sword and board attack. So let's put my items where they belong. Let's put this here just in case, and maybe this one as well. So now testing time. Oh wait, there's some things I need to get rid of. This I don't need, but I'm gonna put it there just in case. So now, I'm pretty sure I don't have a level 60 Glacier's Edge. I had a Shark Blade though. Maybe the Shark Blade won't be bad. Where did I put the Shark Blade? I put it somewhere. This is actually the good one for damage. For now, let's not take this. The Shark Blade is 5.4 with chance to bleed. Okay, now first I need to change the skills, which means respectable time. Before I do that, I need to quickly do something. Before I respec, I need to quickly... Just a moment. Why is it not attacking? It's strange, it wasn't doing the basic attack.
Oh yes, potions. I've got those.
Okay, let's get respectacles. We are gonna get a full storage of respectacles. Without that one slot that's occupied. Come on. So now I will be testing when the setup is ready, and I am stacking a lot of damage to basic attacks. Which reminds me, I need gauntlets and boots. I mean, for boots it's gonna be impossible to get ones with damage to basic attacks, because I still wanna use Ancient Ember, and I'm not gonna try and get a new Ancient Ember. But I can try and get gloves with damage to basic attacks, and instead of using Winter Weave, use those. Just to see how far I can push it with the gauntlets. Yeah, okay. That's not better than what I'm wearing, it seems. I just need damage to basic sword attacks. That's all I need. Damage to basic attacks with sword. Man, it's glitched out. Okay, finally. Wasn't giving me blue ones. Wait, was that greatsword? Yeah. Great weapon, basic attacks. Mace. Attack speed. Rifle. Come on, sword. Ideally with a socket on top of it. Sword base. Okay, I'm gonna keep the green. It's green. I'm just gonna keep it for testing. Most likely I won't use it. Few more tries to try and get a blue version of it. If I get a blue, I'm gonna be even wearing it. Pistol. Great sword. No, 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 no. What of no's? It's mostly giving green stuff. All the other rarities combined still don't add up to the number of the green that's dropping. Alright, I give up. I'm gonna use the green for the test. Now let's go and get my skills fixed. We want to use the basic relic attack skill. So first of all, this is going away probably. Oh wait, we need to use the... Come on, come on. Takes a while. Alright. Now, this is going away. Although I probably shouldn't. I probably should keep this one. Probably. We'll see. I want this one. And where did the arc powered stuff go? Not that powered, I had some ancient ember legs before and ancient ember, I think, gloves. I'm not sure where I put them. This one. I want to experiment with that too. Not sure I want Living Barrier because it knocks back enemies. That's the thing I don't like. The tier 1 bonus makes no sense on this one unless you're playing a ranged build. And you should have had the option to convert the knockback into a poo and vice versa. I've said it many times in my stream that if this game had an option where if a skill does knockback or a vacuum poo, to give you the option to do the opposite if you're doing a build that wants the opposite. So this one has knockback, boom, with the switch of a button convert it to poo. Vortex Bomb does a poo. With the switch of a button, boom, convert it to a knockback for ranged builds on the Forged. Maelstrom does a poo. Boom, with the click of a button, convert it to a knockback for ranged builds where you might not want the enemies to be put, although it makes no sense to not want them put, but in case someone wants it. And some other skills like Torque Swing. Torque Swing pulls enemies. If you want a knockback, boom, knockback. Hammer Swing knocks back enemies. If you want to pull, make it a pull. Great example is, what's its name? Sacrifice to Goose. It would be much better in many builds if Sacrifice to Goose could pull enemies, but it doesn't, it knocks them back. The main reason why I always avoid using this, at least no more than level 2, is that, the knockback. In this one I would want the enemies nearby, so the knockback would make no sense. So let's see, I've got 10 more points, 9 more points. Okay. First, basic attack of the sword, 266% damage right now, without any boosts and buffs. With this one, it goes to... Wait, what? I guess it's bugged. It should go up. Let's test it. Wait, it's not working. You see that basic attack on the sword doesn't work. I'm clicking. I wish I could show you that I'm clicking. Here I'm clicking. And Nochny, welcome back. So they've bugged it. They've bugged the basic sword attack to not work. Not sure how they managed to do this, but yeah, sword basic attacks don't work. Man, really? How did they manage to shit it up so badly? I mean, you can't attack now with basic attacks on the sword. The sword basic attack just... Now, if I realized this sooner, I would have... No. That's so bad. That's so bad. Let's change my weapon. Maybe it's the weapon. Yeah, it's the weapon. This weapon, Thirsty Edge, is broken. Okay. Well, we are not gonna be using the Thirsty Edge. Damn, and this had 62% bonus damage to basic attacks. So okay, now it's 198% weapon damage, and now it's 253. This bonus damage to basic attacks is broken. It doesn't give you 62.2%. Let's check it. There's gotta be something here that says the exact number of damage. Sword, basic attack sword, 50% bonus damage right now. And it doesn't change from 50. So they said that they fixed those, but they haven't. In fact, they made them even worse, because if you have a weapon with the bonus damage to basic attack, to any basic attack, it doesn't seem to work. Because I'm not seeing that bonus. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe it's somewhere here. No, it's just not here. It's missing. If I do this, I see the bonus damage to sword. And this 62.2 should have been added to the bonus basic attack sword. But it's not, which is kind of very unfortunate. So they said they fixed it, but they didn't. And the weird thing is, it actually does add a little damage to my sword basic attack. Let me show you. Here it's 253. And with that it's 266. So it's actually adding some, but again, it prevents you from using the skill. Prevents you from using the skill, and that kind of sucks. It's as if I have the sword unequipped. That's how it works. But it's not grayed out. See, it lights up. Okay, well, I'm gonna equip the other sword. I'm gonna equip this sword, I guess. And just test how much damage I can get to that sword attack. 253. And from blades for cutting, I'm getting 50% basic attack damage. I wanna see if that changes my basic attack damage, because it should. But the number seems very, very low. 253%. With 1 point removed, 242. With all points removed, it's 197, 98. Okay, so it's still better having it. But the best thing about this is the energy generation from here stacks with the one from this and from other places. Let's do some playing on this setup. I'm gonna quickly. The thing I was expecting, and the thing I thought would be nice, is that I thought we would be able to get some nice damage on the sword, but we can't. And yeah, the sword would not be my source of damage. The sword would just be as a fewer. Now let's use the shark blade, as I mentioned. And double cross would be probably the damage dealer, the thing that helps us here with the DPS. And since double cross would be the DPS source, I can use the ancient ember gloves and get rid of that. The basic sword attacks, we don't really need them to do damage. We just need them to build treachery. That's the only reason we want them for this specific setup, it seems. Because it's very low. The percent damage my basic attack with the sword does is very low. Unlike the build of the great sword, who could get 1200, 1400, 700 even damage to a basic attack hit. This at best would get to 350% weapon damage. It's not so bad. I still think it would be better with Bloodseekers. And the Jubber says, hello, how is it going? It is going well. I'm finding bugs. New bugs are appearing as I'm testing new things. It seems that this affix, bonus damage to basic attacks, is still bugged. The one that doesn't specify the weapon type. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but it is. Let me put some stuff where it belongs. Just a moment. This belongs here. This belongs here. I think I had a stronger sword somewhere. This is stronger. And that reminds me, we need bleeding. Man, I need to get a second or more. I need to get more frost walls. So I can have one for each element without having to constantly change it with the enchanter.
Oh, that's smart. That doesn't sound so tough. Your pet has returned.
Let's do double HP. A nice test. And wasting time's back. Good evening to you as well. Oh, I wanted to test Takus weak level 10. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna test Takus weak level 10 after this. I wanna see if Takus weak level 10 reduces the cooldown of Dance of Death. Because if it does, I can trigger 3 times Dance of Death, one after the other with Imbue Relic. Maybe even 4 times, because I can do 2 times Imbue Relic if it reduces the cooldown of Imbue Relic. Which would be amazing, because that would mean doing 4 times the big spider on Bane, or doing 4 times 1000 volt burst, or 4 times the summoning smash, if it works that way. But I've got that crazy idea that if it really reduces all cooldowns and not all Cursed Captain cooldowns, it could be pretty solid. So yeah, that's gonna be the next thing I test. Because Takus Week, if it works the way I want it to work, would have so much potential for builds. And, the potential is high. Being able to do 4 in a row of the Relic Ultimate. But I don't think it would matter for the Relic Ultimate, because the Relic Ultimate, without energy you won't be able to do it. And it's not something that actually has a cooldown. I mean, it has 1 second cooldown, sure. But still, that would still let you do 3 in a row. 3 in a row is good enough. 3 in a row is still good enough. if it reduces the cooldown of Imbue Relic. Because you can do one, then Imbue Relic, do a second, then take a Swick to reduce the cooldown of Imbue Relic, and do second Imbue Relic, and then do a third ultimate skill. I'm just wondering which relic's ultimate would be the most useful one. And that's with the shoulders of the... that combines with the shoulders of the... what's its name? The Ancient Ember set would mean you can get three shrine effects very easily, very quickly. And take a Swick's cooldown is not that bad either. So I'll test it, I'll check how it works. Who do we need to kill? Some more goblins. Abyssal Mortar. Wait, I have 10 points into Powder Keg, but let's say I wanna do a weird build without Powder Keg. Because right now... right now it's not on my skill bar. But I want it on the skill bar, and probably might have to remove the banner. But first I would have to remove something to add Take a Swick, because I wanna test Take a Swick. So first removing the banner for Take a Swick, I guess. Okay, let's test. Let's first test it. Imbue Relic, Take a Swick. No, it doesn't. It doesn't reduce the Imbue Relic cooldown. Well, they should make it clear. They should make it clear that it resets all other Quas cooldowns or all other Cursed Captain cooldowns. Let's use something with a cooldown on the Cursed Captain. Like this one. Take a Swick, reset the cooldown. Okay. What else has a cooldown I wanna test? This one has a cooldown. I need to wait for Take a Swick first. This also has a cooldown. Okay, it reset the cooldown of those. Banner has a cooldown. What else has a cooldown? This one has a cooldown. It reset the cooldown of both of them. Okay. This has a cooldown, this has a cooldown. I wanna see if it works for those. It's probably gonna work for all of them. Yeah, so it just doesn't specify that it's a Cursed Captain cooldowns, but that's how it works. It resets the cooldown of the Cursed Captain. Simple. It's that simple. Okay, let's remove the take us weak points then. It's useless to me. I guess here. Let me quickly check the damage I can get with this one. Still not as good as the one I'm wearing. And I hope they fix this blade, this bonus damage to basic attacks, but until they fix it, we have to stay away from it. Okay, let's go. Gearwalkie Uniques, that's a good map. If only it was level 60 enemies.
Your pet has returned.
Come on, come on. But yeah, this is much weaker than the Flaming Destroyer basic attack Greatsword setup. Because the sword basic attacks just can't compete in terms of damage. And the attack speed still can't compete, even though it's faster attack speed. It just still can't compete to how much more damage you get per hit and per second altogether if you build around Greatsword attack damage on Flaming Destroyer. Okay. Oh, I missed something. Let's go pick it up. Actually, I missed all three of them. I hate this map. It's so bad. At least the quests in this map I don't like. First of all, the map barely has any enemies spawning. It's one of the worst, probably the worst possible density in terms of how many enemies per square meter in the map.
That spell
All right.
fast.
Ah shit, I should have used my R before. I fucked up. I should have used R, then E, and then R. I mean R, thumb button, R. And I did thumb button R, so the first R got wasted, the first Dance of Death. So a lot of damage was lost. But it works. As a setup it works, it just... it's not gonna be as strong as some of the other things we've done lately.
Your pet has arrived. Nicely.
Canyon of Acid. Sounds like a trippy place. So yeah, build where I'm not using the banner. It feels a little weird, but it's not that terrible. Let's try and find an elite pack so I can test that combo. Nah, fuck. Fuck. I did it again. I used the wrong skill first. I used the wrong skill first. Okay, I'm ready to do it again, so need to remember the right buttons first. First let's find an enemy that's tough enough. Okay, R, thumb button, R. Okay, not so bad, but I would want to test that on level 60 monsters. What's my... I I can't check it now because it's not the real defense. Any sockets? Look, it's not spinning. Nice bug. Nice bug. When you enter, it stops spinning and it doesn't continue. Kind of an underwhelming setup, but it still can get the job done, but much slower than the other ones. Wait, first I need to empty my inventory. I should have tested this sword before I destroyed it to see if it was broken as well, because it gave 76% bonus damage to basic attacks.
Your pet is back. Boy, that brings back.
I wonder if I should try something else. Maybe remove the shark blade and do something else. But what else? It doesn't seem bad, to be honest. It seems decent.
Oh, that's smart. I could do that. You must.
Let me check something else. What's my crit chance? Zero %. 15 from the pet, but 0. If I had some crit chance here and here, I could have tried removing the Woods Beast boots, and instead of the Woods Beast boots, to use the Shark Blade, so I can have both Shark Blade and the Maelstrom thingy. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely noticing it's clearing stuff much slower than some of the other things I've tested lately. And that's considering I'm using a stronger weapon even. I'm even using a weapon with... well, right now it's 6000, but when it's level 60 it will be 8000 damage. Whereas when I was using the mace the last couple of days, my frost mace, north mace, it was 6000 damage. 5000 something. So with a stronger weapon, I'm clearing slowly. But it's fun. It's one of those very fun builds that are worth playing, even though they're weaker. They're worth playing just because they offer a very unique playstyle.
That spell cannot be cast. Can't cast that here.
See, I'm happy with the clearing speed. It may not be perfect clearing speed, but it's close enough to consider it okay.
Can't use that skill.
And visually it looks so cool. You have spinning blades from your basic attacks. You have spinning blades from Dance of Death. And then you have the storm, the maelstrom spinning around you, and it's just it's such a nice spinception going on there.
You can't cast that here. You can't use that skill. You can't cast that spell here. You can't cast that.
Okay, let's keep going.
You can't use that skill. You can't do that.
Oh, and by the way, some bit of sad news. The Torchlight 3 skill calculator has been removed. Papi will no longer be hosting his Torchlight 3 skill builds calculator, and he will obviously, if he's not gonna be hosting it anymore, he's not gonna be updating it. I was suspecting that something like this might happen, that he may not ever update it, but I did not expect him to disable that. But hosting costs money, so It's understandable. Completely. So yeah, we'll no longer be able to calculate our own builds using his nice calculator, but we gotta be thankful that we had that calculator for the time we did. It sure has helped a lot of us. I know I personally have used that calculator while streaming a lot to show people some builds on the fly, on the go. So yeah, big respect for bringing us that calculator while it lasted. It was a big help. Let's see. So I'm wondering what other people are noticing when I'm playing this build. How much weaker does it seem compared to the other ones I played lately? I'll try and get it to level 60 content, so it would be easier to compare. What I'm carried by Powder Keg. Powder Keg is what's carrying me right now when it comes to boss damage. But the little bit of other damages still add up, and it's not so bad. Reichrock says, is it true that the developers gave up on this game? They didn't give up, they were forced to give up. Because I have to start from the beginning of the story. I can't talk about this without giving you some background. So I'm gonna tell you the whole story. So a couple of months ago, a famous mobile developer company called Zynga decided that it's time for them to expand and make more than mobile games, make true cross-platform games for mobile, for PC, for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, etc. They decided that it's time for them to expand and stop being just a mobile developer, and they started doing acquisitions of other studios. They bought out a bunch of European and American studios 2 months ago. One of those studios was the developers of this game, Extra Games. And okay, people probably won't see a problem in this, but the problem is that the rights to Torchlight, the whole Torchlight franchise, were sold to Perfect World Entertainment. So Perfect World Entertainment, not Extra Games, holds the rights to Torchlight 3. And since Perfect World Entertainment were the publisher of Torchlight 3, the developer got bought by Zynga, and the developer no longer has any relationship with Perfect World, and it becomes a daughter company of Zynga, or a team in Zynga. That means that, yeah, right now the game is in the hands of Perfect World, so there is no developer. Extra Games are already probably already moved to the offices of Zynga, and Perfect World right now are either looking for a developer to take this game, or will hire some of their own in-game people, the Perfect World team, or there won't be anything else happening with the game. We'll see, but yeah, it's not like they abandoned the game. I'm pretty sure if Extra had the rights of Torchlight 3, Zynga would have been happy to let them keep few people working on it and rake in the profits to themselves, but yeah. And hi Shohei, how is Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Are you enjoying it? How's the controller support? Obviously it's gonna be nice. Ubisoft, at least they do proper 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 controller schemes. In some games, even though they officially have controller support, it's super awkward and janky how the things are. But we know that Ubisoft, at least that's for sure gonna be good.
Your pet has returned.
Alright, let's try and reach those level 60 monsters, so I can for sure test how this build feels. So yeah, whether this game gets any updates right now is uncertain. We are all waiting for an official announcement from Perfect World.
That spell can't be cast.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I'm hoping that someone was interested in such a build and is having fun watching me play it right now. I'll switch back to another relic soon and do something there. I'm probably gonna test a pistol build on Cold Heart next. A basic attack pistol build. But visually it's super eye-pleasing build. Sir, can you show the relic skills, please? Yeah, I got the Maelstrom weapon. Yeah, let me clear those enemies around me and then I can show you the relic skills. But it's basically max level drain, max level dance of death, max level the passive, max level rupture, and 1 point into the bleeding skill, the bloodletter. Just a moment, let me clear those out. There are just so many things spinning on the screen. Maelstrom is spinning, the spinning blades from cutting from blades of cutting are spinning from this, and this one's spinning. Oh, and I've got 3 points in Energizer, the remaining 3 points. So 5 points here, 10 here, 10 here, 5 here, 1 here for that extra 50% weapon damage to the bleed and the extra duration. 3 points here, 10 points here, 10 points here, 4 points here, 4 points here, 8 points here. And since we're using Dance of Death, I had to remove the banner or black spot. I think the banner it's good because it's all the it's to every single monster, and it does give crit chance and stuff. So if I were to use the banner, I could remove the Woods Beast sandals, and then put the treachery weapon, the shark blade. But I think it's better if I keep black spot because that's 40% instead of 25% extra damage. And yeah, it's only to one enemy, but on bosses that's where this and champions. Also, the cooldown of this is shorter. So less downtime. Koro Kaju is one-handed weapon, one-handed mace weapon. If you wanna equip the Koro Kaju, you would want it on an electrode build. It's gonna work nicely on an electrode basic attack build. It being a mace, if you want it equipped instead of a North mace, if you're fine with losing that 15-second cooldown reduction. And as you're seeing, I'm using Ancient Ember, Guoffs and pants. I mean, I didn't really need the Guoffs. Ideally, I would have had shoulders. But, I mean, I have to wear the Commodore shoulders. There's one other option to put, instead of Woods Beast Sandals, the Ancient Ember shoulders. And that way I can have them all. But my crit chance sucks. I have 0% crit chance. 15 with deadlier strikes, 40, which is the cap with the Woods Beast sandals. So I have to wear the sandals right now. Unless I use the banner. But those shrine effects are not gonna be game breaking, game changing. So the way the build is right now, it's better than going for some stupid shrine effects. Beer's over. Okay, no more beer. That's the problem with beer. There's never enough. The one problem with beer, the one bad thing about beer is that there's never enough. It always runs out. Let's see. It probably will never run out if you're an owner of a brewery. then you have you're set for life. There's always gonna be enough beer if you own a brewery, and you have people to keep making it for you. All right, let's go back and finish that map so we can reach level 60 monsters quickly. But yeah, the build seems very fun, and as I said, it's an eye candy of a build. I always like that oomph factor in builds where it just looks fucking cool on the screen. What I did find out is that the basic attack damage, the one that doesn't specify a weapon, doesn't seem to be properly fixed. Or at least for one of the weapons it's not properly fixed. I'm gonna show you. one of the weapons I can equip, and I can no longer use basic attacks when I equip that weapon. Where did I put it? This one. Maybe it's just this specific weapon, maybe it's not the affix, it's just the weapon. But look at my sword basic attack, 198% weapon damage. And it only goes to 266. But the thing is, if I equip those gauntlets, it's still 266. If I unequip that sword, it's 253. So is 266 the limit? Is there a limit of how much basic attack bonus damage you can get? Because first of all, with this sword, if I equip it, I cannot attack. My basic attack skill seems to be unusable. I'm trying, I'm clicking, it's not happening. See, now I can. So it does seem to work, but only up to a certain point. And that's why I want to test something. I'm gonna go to the gambler and try and get boots with basic attack damage to swords. To see if I can get past this number. Is that a cap? Because if there's a hard cap to basic attack damage, then that's bad news. What do we know? We want boots. Boots with basic attack for swords or general. I mean, I gotta be the one doing those tests, because most people won't have the time and the funds online to test those things. Come on, give me sword basic attack damage. Come on. It's stubborn. It does not want to give me sword. Great weapon, pistol, mace. Come on, game. I know you wanna. But do you know you wanna? Pistol. Please don't tell me they removed it from the pool for boots. I know it exists for maces, for gauntlets, so it's gotta be there for boots as well. Alright, we found the rifle. Come on, sword basic attack damage, come on. Sword basic attack damage, where are you? This RNG, man. Rifle. Rifle. It's refusing to drop. Look at how many boots I bought and not a single green pair even with sword basic attack damage. This is what's terrible about this game. You don't have a system where you can reroll affixes, and gambling is so bad in terms of, okay, sword basic attack damage. Let's see. So right now it's 198. With this it's 251. With this it's 300 okay, we got it over that number. And with this it goes back to 266. We get less. So basically what's happening is this sword is giving us a different basic attack skill. They accidentally made a different basic attack skill. So this skill that says basic attack sword is different than this one that says basic attack sword. And that's why this one is not usable. Accidentally maybe someone copy pasted the blueprint or whatever, and now there's two of them, and one of the swords gives you the other one, the broken one. And this is always 266. But yeah, broken stuff is broken. But it looks so cool. Gotta admit, that sword looks amazingly cool. For a blood drinker kind of transmog. This one. Where did it go? Thirsty Edge, Thirsty Edge, Thirsty Edge. I'm not gonna do the other stuff right now. That used to be the Blood Drinker model, when the Blood Drinker was equipable item. Good swords that can benefit from bonus basic attack and sword % basic damage. Yeah. And I really wanted to test if the percent basic attack damage will be better than flat damage. And I had weapons that are almost identical, with just that one of them gives you flat damage as an extra affix, the other one gives you the bonus basic attack damage. But the bonus basic attack damage was broken, so maybe finding another sword with bonus basic attack damage. I still think the bonus basic attack damage will be better if you're planning on getting the most of the damage from the sword, which I don't think you should, because no matter how much you push it, at best you're probably gonna get up to 400% weapon damage. And it's just not worth it. 400% weapon damage is not much. Sword basic attacks will not be your main source of damage. They will just be that extra damage. So you would be using powder kek. And you're using powder kek and crosscut for your damage in a build like the one I'm using right now. The rest is additional trickles for trash clearing, but on bosses your main damage comes from powder kek and from double cross. The rest is just AoE to get rid of stuff. You see, boom, a bit of barrels. keeping this just for testing purposes. Pet inventory full. Well, let's send it away. Oh, this is good. Good winter weave pants. Maybe it might be 59, but for 59 it's good. Because 5.7 thousand defense is a solid number.
Your pet has arrived.
I could have only used one. See, now I just wasted 2 keks. 1 kek was enough to kill the enemies there. I used 3. Because I was trigger happy to press the kek 3 times quickly, rather than pressing it once and waiting to see if it's gonna be enough. Okay, nice. Let's go for the boss fight and then for the other boss fight. And then start the level 60 map. And the problem with Dance of Death is if the enemy is right next to you in melee range, it doesn't get hit by it. Which is the worst possible thing they could have done to that skill. It's such a great skill, but you have to keep a medium range distance or something between medium and melee range. So it's weird. Because the blades are spinning and rotating. But if the enemy is between you and the blades, it doesn't get hit if it's a smaller target. This guy was not getting hit even though he was kind of like not that small of a target, the dock itself. And it was still not getting hit by my relic ultimate, by Dance of Death. Because it just wasn't connecting. And they could have made the blades either come closer to the player or be bigger. So they at least reach whoever is within melee range of the player. Okay, I think I'm done testing this thing. Just a little bit, just 2 more maps. Just because I wanna do a level 60 map.
If you think you can take it. Wouldn't have been
No, not blazing. Not blazing, please.
you must gather the
Do not wanna do a blazing map.
here. You can't cast that here. You can't use that skill.
Yeah, the damage is just it's not that great. I have to rely on the barrels and on the barrels and on double cross to carry me, so that means I would need kick damage or cross damage. Probably Maelstrom damage won't be bad if you stack it 3 times. Let's do that level 60 map now. And after this map I'm switching to a basic attack pistol build on Cold Heart to test. Which means I'm gonna have to gamble some pistols. Let's do this. Is this extreme close-up or does it just look like an extreme close? Let's keep going. How's it going is what Terry is saying. Welcome back, Terry. How's it going to you? For me it's fine. I've been testing some stuff today with this one melee kind of spinception setup. Been testing the basic attack sword and board. As I mentioned yesterday near the end of my stream, that I wanted to test one build. Today is the time to test it. And I uploaded my build video, by the way, today for that Pirate Zapton. And I came up with 6 versions of the skill points for the Pirate Zapton in the video. And I will update the website with those 6 versions. I will update that website. The video just took much longer to make, but yeah, after my stream today I will upload those images on the website as well. But yeah, after this map I'm switching to pistol basic attack Cold Heart build to see how it works. There's a typo, raid walk, yeah, where exactly though? Where exactly did I list it? On the Zapton guide. Okay. Let me open it up. Where do you see the ghost visit? I don't know exactly where. You're saying it's on the Zapton guide, but I know exactly where to look. And the search doesn't seem to find it. But yeah, over here I would do the other stuff. I would do the other stuff over here. This is where I would add the other. I would change this image and put the other ones. And replace it. But yeah, I don't know where you're saying it's... where you're seeing this thing. It says rate walk here. It says rate walk here. It says rate walk here. I don't see Ghost Visage. Maybe refresh it. Refresh it because I did update it before I started streaming. So maybe you're looking an old version. Under the Curse Captain skills. Okay, let's try and... Wait, what? I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing Ghost Visage. Can't find it. Okay. There was one mistake over here, and it was this thing. It was listing the sharpshooter effect of the sharpshooter shoulders, but I fixed this before I started streaming. So, still thanks for telling me. In case if there really was something, it would have been nice to know. Because sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I just miss some things. Some things I can. It would slip through my rereading of the guides. I always try to reread and recheck my content, but sometimes it slips through, or sometimes I end up not saving stuff. In fact, in one of my videos, people don't know it, but in my video, in my video about the update, not the first part, not the second part where I'm reading the patch notes, but the first part where there's the letter from Max Schaefer. I was actually reading that letter. Then I don't know what happened. I ended up deleting the voiceover or muting the voiceover, and it exported without the voiceover, without me reading the letter where Max is saying that it's a bittersweet update and blah blah blah, all of that stuff. And it looks as if I intentionally left it muted for people to read it for a few seconds, which was not intentional. I actually recorded myself reading it, and the voiceover should have been there, and I have no idea what had happened for the voiceover to disappear. But yeah, sometimes mistakes happen, obviously. Wait, what was this? Mace basic attacks. Okay, let's go and switch my gear. So we want this here. We want this and this and this, as well as the ancient ember boots, and this and this. And there's the winterweave gauntlets. I'm probably gonna put the winterweave pants here, because I think it's a good thing to have. And then switch to Cold Hard. You probably were reading a little bit of an older version, which is fine. I mean, it's still not the final version. As you see, the color coding, it's still not there, because this version of this text editor I'm using, the new WordPress text editor, it's a little bit more difficult to use, less user friendly to use, to change colors of stuff. More steps, more clicks. Wait, I selected the wrong one. I can still use the old editor, but I'm trying to bit by bit migrate all my stuff to the new editor, because it has more options. Even though it's harder to use, it still has more options. Okay. So I want winterweave gauntlets. I want ancient ember boots, winterweave pants. Tum 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 tum. Pum 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 pum. Okay, I'm not sure why this is here. This is not needed. So, how am I doing with the spectacles? 100, that's plenty. I'm gonna be doing a basic attack pistol build, which means I first need to go and buy myself a pistol, a good pistol. Pistol that could replace my my North Mace, which means yeah, I'm not gonna have the same cooldown reduction, but let's try and get a decent pistol. And if we are lucky, something decent would drop while we are trying to get a good blue pistol. not bad, but need better. Come on, give me a good pistol with the socket and flat damage. It's probably gonna take a while. Just because there's so many things that can roll. There's pistols, there's swords, there's maces. So 3 times lower chance to get something. Swords seem to be dropping the most. Okay, now it's different. Now it's maces. I guess with the last one I got mostly swords. With this one I got mostly maces. This RNG is just messing with me. Dougie says, do you think Electrode is the best egg for Cursed Captain? Well, I won't say the best, but it's one of the best. I would say it's in the top 2, top 3 choices. If you want damage, if you want meta, not meta, but if you want the best possible DPS for Cursed Captain, Electrode is probably that one. Electrode with Walk-Away Storm is probably your most DPS you can get kind of setup. Where Flaming Destroyer is probably the second best you can get. Because Bane and minions, they just can't... Bane and minions cannot be compared to non-minion builds. Right now, Thunderbuss and Powder Keg are the strongest skills of the class. Which means... wait, what was that chance to... It's chance to... Oh, it's a mace, never mind. Which means you just want the Aura skill, and the strongest Aura skill is Walk-Away Storm. There isn't a stronger Aura skill than Walk-Away Storm. Snowstorm doesn't do as much damage, Miasma doesn't do as much damage, Bloodseekers doesn't do as much damage, even Cloak of Flames doesn't do as much damage as Walk-Away Storm. So if you want the best possible setup, it would have to be something on Electrode with Walk-Away Storm. And it would have to use Plunderbuss and Powder Keg. Those are the 3 things you need on the best possible DPS setup for a Cursed Captain. Walk-Away Storm, Powder Keg, and Plunderbuss. I'm not saying there aren't any other good builds, but if you're asking best, that's the best. A build that uses those 3 things combined. And you also want Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike, and you want chance to shock in a shield. So the build I uploaded today is very close, and it's very flexible to that. It is one such build, except it's not... It's flexible. It's not a use this skill only and that skill only. It gives options of different skills, different ways you can set it up. Yeah, I uploaded a video today. It's on my website, it's on my YouTube channel, and I added 6 different ways of doing the skills. So this is wait, let me start with the base. This is the base. This is what I used when making the video. Then I added a version with 8 points into Plunderbuss. where I'm using this one. So I was using, oh wait, that's not the version I was using. I think that was the version I was using. 0 points here. That's the version I was using when recording the video. I think that was it. So there's that one version, but then there's this version where you're using these 4 points instead of 4 points here. Or maybe I can't remember, but I used one of those two versions, and I think the fire version was the one I used. I can't remember. It might have been this one because I didn't notice. I think this is the better version because only get the fire version if you have problems with the coins. This would give you a little bit more damage, but if you have problems with the coins, then you take the version with fire instead of the coins. Then I made a version like that with 8 points into Punderbuss. Then I made the same version but with Maelstrom. Exactly the same, just instead of here you go Maelstrom. Then I made exactly the same, but instead of here you go Fire 8 points. And then there's this one, which is maximum coin generation. If you're planning on Punderbuss being spammed as much as possible. It's an overkill, you wouldn't really need those 4 points here if you already have those 4 points, but if you really end up using so many coins that you never have enough, then okay, that's the version. You're sacrificing some points from here to get the points there. And you have this coin generation bonus. But yeah, 6 different setups. And they're very similar because it's the same build. I'm trying to keep the core of the build and just providing examples of the flexibility of such a build. Whereas the Legendarium is also not something that's set in stone, and you can modify one of the 3 slots. 2 of the slots I recommend not touching and leaving as they are, which is the Woods Beast Sandals and man, I'm not getting good pistols, am I? The Woods Beast Sandals and that other thing, the Little General. Those I don't recommend removing. But for the third slot, you can pick, you have options. You have the Plunderbuss Cannon as an option for the Legendarium, or you can, instead of that, use the Showman for Powder Keg bonus. So it's kind of flexible. As I said, I'm just trying to provide different versions of the exact same build. I mean, I obviously could make them different builds, but in my opinion it's still gonna be the same build, even though it's using a different skill in one of the slots. It's still kind of the same build. I think this pistol is what we needed. I think this pistol is exactly what we needed. I mean, I obviously wanted one like this, but without the bonus damage to basic attacks. But this one would be nice, because I really want to test if that would improve my bonus basic attacks. I hope it's not as broken as the one with sword. So first we are equipping the pistol. And now the basic attack will go here. I need to rework the skills quickly before testing anything. Damage for basic attacks, we are keeping that the way it is. We are removing this. And we need some more skill points. One point. Where do I get that 1 point from? Do I remove that point from here? Okay. I can keep this at level 9. It's not a terrible loss of damage. The damage comes from the tier from the treachery. It doesn't come from that. But yeah, here we will have damage from snowstorm and from ice shield. Those would be our major sources of DPS from the way I see things. And what did I have to lose? The banner. I think when I'm doing basic attack builds... Oh, this time I'm not using coat front, but I'm using the ice shield. So yeah, here I'm gonna keep black spot, but... But the banner is not part of the setup now. So I can fit everything. Right, and I'm gonna go and first test things. First we need to test things here. Do my basic attacks work? They do. And they do 222% weapon damage. With this one it's 162% weapon damage. Okay. And now it is 330% weapon damage. I can do... Okay, it's not so bad, but... Where are large boars? Oh, I need to stay a bit further to see it proccing. Does it only proc if I'm hitting the actual target? Yeah, it only procs if you're actually targeting the thing. Man, I would need the treachery blade. Because 10 attacks are super quick to make. Man, the cooldown is still not enough. I would still have to do some attacks at slow speed. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can do 5 more attacks after it has recharged. Okay, let's do a map. See, today I'm testing super weird builds. The not so typical, not so strong builds, the weak dogs, the underdogs of builds. It's still gonna take me a while to get used to the proper rotation. And there's one thing that could make this very fun build, and that's if I'm wearing a pistol that's actually, what's its name? The pistol with the thieving spirits bonus. And then the thing that makes black spot enemy infected by black spot get constantly hit by thieving spirits. That would be amazing, because then you can just practically spam Maelstrom as much as you want all the time, many times, over and over and over. I wonder if I have those items. I think I had the pistol somewhere and I can try and equip it. After this map I'm gonna look into it. But let's look at the black spot item. Do I have it? Ferryman stuff. Let's remove my crit chance and just try the ferryman stuff once. See how it works. Because we can sacrifice crit chance on a snowstorm build. Because snowstorm would help us freeze, although only the nearby enemies. And yeah, it would give us 40% crit chance to that, so might as well use that freeze crit chance. Now I just need to get one of those haunted pistols, so we can do those projectiles. Okay, I'm wondering if I should go for the snowstorm item as well. The way I see it right now, we can get that 25% damage from Liu General on every 45 seconds for 8 seconds. So this makes me wonder, is it even worth getting the Liu General now, when I'm not using Frost Wall alongside a mace or sword? I mean, when using it alongside a sword, it would make sense to still keep it. Not sure if I would want. I mean, it still would help on bosses to have those 8 seconds of damage reduction, casting speed, and damage. But I'll test it now. I'll test it without the Liu General to see how it could work. I actually don't get the casting speed because I don't have the set, but I don't need the casting speed that badly. Let's see, where was that pistol? Haunted hand cannon. I'm spamming so much. I'm using this ability. This ability of Wraith Walk, where you where it reduces the cooldown when you collect doubloons, and I'm constantly using up all my doubloons with Maelstrom, and there's like I end up having so many Maelstroms there that it's silly. It's super funny. It's a super fun build. And by the way, it's already 6 minutes past midnight, so I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more maps, and then that's gonna have to be it for tonight. Obviously the clearing speed is super bad, but if someone wants such a fun build, they can use it. It still can do the content. As long as you... Actually, I can even make my pistol stronger with a socket and a wife-bound scroll. Wife-bound scroll actually increased my bonus basic attack damage as well. I still haven't put a socket in that pistol. It's obviously not gonna be anywhere near as good as a greatsword setup on a flaming destroyer, but it's a solid choice. And you can do so much maelstroms, so many maelstroms. You can fill the whole screen with maelstroms if there's enough enemies. Okay, let's go finish that map. Kill Ven. Oh, that's the glitchy map where Venom Fang doesn't spawn. Okay, it's quicker that way instead of walking back to the beginning. Now let's put a socket. Okay, so we've got 7,000. I'm gonna quickly check if I've got a stronger one. If I've got a stronger one as a pistol. I'm pretty sure I have the pistol itself somewhere over here. Maybe not. I can try and use a cannon. I can try and use the same build with a cannon. But I'm not sure which my strongest cannon would be. Either this one or this one. Is there a better one I can... I'm looking at the damage post wife bound, how strong it would get. Attack speed for basic attacks. Let's take this because it's 10% crit chance. Oh, but then I won't be able to use that, but it's fine. Let's remove this. Do you get played by Torchlight? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean by do you get played by Torchlight. Do you mean the bug that just happened? This glitchy map where I can't find Venom Fang? I'm a content creator, but not anything official. The only thing the only thing I have to do with Torchlight is that they have given me and a bunch of other content creators a free copy of the game for our participation in a closed focus group where we were giving feedback on features that are work in progress, such as the Fazier's dungeon, such as the relic rework of the subclasses, etc. So for our participation before the game launched into this feedback focus group, they gave us each a code, and they have given me codes to give away during a charity stream for extra wife, and they have also given me a couple of codes to give away as well. But that's pretty much it. No official relation or anything other than receiving some codes to give away and receiving a free copy of the game. But yeah, I'm not sure what exactly you mean by do you get played. I'm thankful for all they've done for me and to anyone else in that specific group I mentioned. Oh, I lost a lot of defense by using the cannon, and I'm not sure if the damage is any better with the cannon. It's 455 weapon damage with the cannon at best, so of course if I get a cannon with extra basic attack damage on it, that would change things, but right now I think it's better to go because I would need a very good rolled cannon to make it worth changing from pistol to cannon. What if I were to try? Actually, let's keep it that way because of that Dubun synergy. You rank the Torchlight 3, so many things they can do with the game, and they didn't choose to run away. They were forced because they couldn't take the game with themselves. As I tried to explain, they do not have the rights to the game. The rights to the game are for Perfect World. I'm pretty sure if Perfect World let them have the rights, they would have kept developing it. Maybe they would have allocated a smaller team, and that would have been nice. And Zynga could have purchased the rights from Perfect World, but Perfect World might not have wanted to sell the rights. It's entirely up to Perfect World what happens. The only people who know exactly the whole story are Max Schaefer and the people at Perfect World. That's probably the only people who know the whole story there. Whether Max attempted to get the game rights back, we don't know. But yeah, since he's not the owner of the rights, there's not much he can do if he can't get the rights back. I'm pretty sure Max probably isn't happy and that things ended up that way. His baby is now not his. Because it was his baby, this game, this franchise. It was made by Max Schaefer and Eric Schaefer. They made 1 and 2, and Max made extra games to make 3. But yeah, they were purchased. They were purchased by a different company. I mean, obviously Max agreed to the purchase. He wouldn't have sold the company. But I mean, sometimes you need to make money. You got families to feed and stuff. So who knows? He said he has been on the that they have been on the lookout for new partners, owners, etc. The game financially seems to have been a flop financially and commercially. So obviously they would need to do something to feed their families, and yeah, selling the company to a bigger company. It's not something that seems like it's not like it wasn't something people didn't expect to happen. Many people expected for something like that to happen. I've read a lot of comments online where people are saying that they either would move on to a new game eventually, or would make a new studio and things like that. Well, neither of that happened. The studio was just sold. So yeah, right now it's it's up to Perfect World whether we would get more Torchlight or not. I would be happy to help with testing and feedback again if Perfect World does more content, or if they decide to make Torchlight 4. But I would be very skeptical if Perfect World makes Torchlight 4 and none of the original developers of either of the 3 previous games are involved. Because then it would be just Torchlight in name, and they might be better off to just not use the Torchlight brand and just make a new game, new unique brand with a new world and stuff. Well, I mean, I want Diablo 4 after I'm unhappy with Diablo 3. For me, Diablo 3 it shouldn't have existed. But many other people disagree with me, but I still want Diablo 4 even though I'm not happy with Diablo 3. And I would still want Torchlight 4 if it's done the right way. Cause yeah, Diablo 3 is lame, but many people want Diablo 4. So the exact same logic. Torchlight 3 might not be a success, but that doesn't mean someone can't take the game franchise and make a fourth game that ends up becoming better and successful and less buggy and with better servers, most of all, with better netcode. I think if they invested a few thousand to pay people, specialists, to fix their netcode, most of the bugs that we are seeing now on the online side of things could have been avoided. Who do I need to get? Go to the fort without... Oh, I've already summoned the portal. Well, okay, let's kill this group of enemies. Yeah, this build's a little tricky to play. It's a little tricky to play because you have to constantly dodge. You have to constantly dodge and use Maelstrom after each dodge. Otherwise there's gonna be a ton of Dubuns that are just standing there collecting dust on the floor. And the damage is just, it's missing. You're only relying on 2 things for damage. Ice Shield, which has a very big cooldown, but can be reset with Imbue Relic. And then the other thing that gives you damage is Powder Keg, but that also has cooldown, because it's a charge skill. Okay, that's gonna be my last map. Let's go finish the boss fight. As I mentioned, modding is not that easy in Unreal Engine 4. I looked some articles and it seems like it's possible, but as I mentioned, one developer once I was playing his game came to my... not this game, another game. I was playing Ember Heart. He came to my stream to watch me and I started talking about mods to see if he's planning on adding mods, and he said modding is not very simple and it's very difficult, and it's not well made in Unreal Engine 4, so it's not that easy. Whether he was telling the truth or not, I can't tell you because I'm not a specialist in the matter. I did read some articles that modding is possible. I'm not sure if that was outdated information, because they seemed like old articles. But yeah, he said that modding is not that easy. He said that it's possible to do if he opens up the source code to the public, but then that anyone can just copy paste his game and make a new game with his source code, and that's obviously a no-go. So as I said, we don't know how difficult modding is in this game. I mean, Torchlight 3 didn't have mod support, Torchlight 2 didn't have mod support when people modded it. It got mod support after it was modded. So it didn't have official mod support. Then eventually, after people started modding the game, they modded it. At least that's what Michael said once. Michael Mayhem, one of the developers of Torchlight 3, said that same thing once when we were talking mods. He said that thing. He said Torchlight 3 didn't have official mod support and people still modded it. Or maybe it was, or maybe he said Torchlight 3 didn't get mod support, or Torchlight 3 got modded before it got mod support, something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but I was asking once, or someone else was asking about mods. And he said something like if people want to mod Torchlight 3, they would find a way to do so. I mean, the offline version should be moddable to a certain extent, just not with official mod support. I'm not sure how things work exactly, as I said. But I mean, people normally mod games that are easy to mod, and where there's official support for modding. But there are the cases where people would mod a game without official support, so that's also a thing. Perfect World has a lot of money. The thing is whether they want to spend the money on this project. Because Perfect World is not a small company, it's a big corporation that has a lot of titles under their hood. And a bunch of studios under their hood as well. So whether they would take some of their employees from other games and make a small team of a few people to just fix at least the bugs, or whether they would make a bigger team where they can make new content, or whether there's gonna be zero more stuff into the game at all, it remains to be seen. Alright, it's a little late here, it's 24 minutes past midnight. I gotta stop the stream. Tomorrow I will be making the Cold Heart subclass skills showcase. Cold Heart subclass skills showcase should be coming tomorrow. So my stream again would be a little late, it would be in the evening, unlike today. Thanks for stopping by and watching me on Twitch and on YouTube. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye from me.